Sebastian from the Metal Gods Meltdown, and this evening I'm joined by
Chris Daughtry from Daughtry. That sounded redundant, but
it's really cool. It's great to be chatting.
Yeah, you as well.
COVID has fucked the world up basically for over a year now.
Yeah.
And it must have been so hard for you as a musician. Now it has started to lift. How has it been for yourself? Have you just mainly been writing, recording? What have you been doing for the last year and a bit?
Well, the first, at first I started building Lego Batmobiles and shit because I thought that was going to get me through the pandemic. And, 6 weeks later, turns into a year and a half later. And, we had started writing the record pre-pandemic, and then that got put on pause. And then we kind of slowly got back into the studio. So we had no shortage. There was definitely no shortage of things to write about. Yeah. We got the record done in a very unorthodox fashion. We had the guys recording their parts at home, and I did most of the vocal. I did pretty much all the vocals first, and then we got the band on it afterwards. Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah, man.
But it turned out great. Could not be happier, and cannot wait to get this record out to the fans. But yeah, other than that, and losing my mind, being stuck at home, and things are kind of opening back up now. But it was definitely a weird year and a half. But I gotta say, I appreciated the amount of time that I was able to stay home and be with my wife and kids. And
yeah,
as annoying as it was sometimes, it allowed me to be a little more empathetic of what she deals with when I'm on the road.
The recent video you released, Heavy is the Crown, is awesome. So many songs do seem to concentrate on sex, drugs, and money these days. How refreshing is that song for yourself? And is the album going to sort of be on the same vein, or are you going to sort of cross over a little bit into the mad year we've had with some of the songs, or what can we expect basically?
Yeah, I think World on Fire and Heavy is the Crown is pretty indicative of this record. I typically don't write about current events. That's never really been my my bag. But I think this record, it was kind of hard to ignore the elephant in the room, or not really the elephant in the room, just all the shit that was going on around. You can't pick up your phone without looking at it and finding some bullshit going on somewhere, and it's hard not to feel affected by that. And it's hard not to feel like you want to do something about it. And for me, that was writing about it and trying to hopefully provide some sort of hope, or light at the end of the tunnel in regards to the music. And I think that it's definitely the heaviest record we've done by far, and not only sonically but lyrically. It just, there's so much that I feel like people are gonna grab onto and be like, oh fuck, yes, that's how I feel right now. I've been through that. That's
man.
And so I think it's the first time also doing a record that whatever I'm writing about, everyone in the world is going through the exact same thing, and I think that's something that's kind of special in a way, that I think more people are going to be able to feel connected on a deeper level.
Yeah, totally, man. I mean, the release isn't until September. How nervous are you, or even excited are you about the release? And will you be releasing any more singles before then?
I wish September was tomorrow. Like, I'm dying for this record to come out. It's probably, it absolutely is the most excited I've been about a project since probably going into our second record. It was so much freedom in making this record, top to bottom. There's so much liberation being on my own label now, and getting to create exactly what I wanted to create. I started going back and just listening to records that made me want to do this in the beginning, that to basically get re-inspired. I was, it felt like every time I turned the radio on, I didn't like anything.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm either too old or there's just too much terrible shit out there. And I went back and started listening to like Dirt and Facelift and Soundgarden, Super Unknown, and Bad Motorfinger, and Loud Love, and just was like, oh, that's what made me want to do this in the first place. And it kind of reframed my whole creative process. I'm like, that's the kind of record I want to make. I want to make something that makes me feel alive again. And that's kind of how I went into making this record.
Cool. So on release day, I mean, are you hopeful to get out and tour? Have you got thoughts and dates set up? And
yes, we just sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
I hopeful to get over the pond as well at some stage.
I know we're doing Download Fest next year, Rock and Ring Park, and there's one Rock and Ring Park. I think that's 2 separate festivals. I might be wrong. So we're doing those, but we want to plan a tour around it properly. Hopefully the world is settled down and we can actually plan something that sticks. Because last year we were hoping to be there this year, but in a way that was a good thing that it didn't happen, because it allowed us to finish this record, and we'll have way more exciting new stuff to play going into next year. But we just announced a tour in the States starting in November with Seven Dust and Tremonti. So the rest of our year is pretty full here. And then we hope that we can fill a lot of 2022 up with seeing you guys.
So I see you've got a lot of Batman stuff in the background, man. Are you Batman? Are you Batman?
That would be so obvious if I was, but I do have I could wear I got the mask. That's about it. I have no capes.
Oh.
So I'd be the shittiest Batman in the world. The worst.
That's class. Are you still there? You've gone off.
Hold on just a second.
It's all right. Yeah, your video's gone off. Batman's been exposed.
Yes.
All right, man. That's brilliant. Of course, you've sold out venues around the world. But if I could ask you to pick out one that meant the most to you, which one would you choose?
Say that again?
You've sold out venues around the world.
Yeah.
But if you could choose one that has meant the most to you today, which one would you choose?
Oh, wow. It meant the most. There's a place in called Red Rocks in Colorado that is just such a magical experience just being there. It's have you ever seen pictures of it? Or it's inside it's basically carved out of a mountain, and then the seats are on the steps, and it's just look it up. It's the most beautiful venue. You're surrounded by red rock. And when we sold that out, it was like, it was kind of an outer body experience, just looking out in the stars and the mountains. And it was pretty incredible. I think Incubus, so many people have done their like live DVDs, their DVDs from there. Yeah.
I think Rammstein not done something there. I might be wrong.
Probably. Yeah. It's one of those places that if you're lucky enough, I think everyone should get a chance to play there. It's such a phenomenal venue.
Yourself, like James Durbin, have appeared on American Idol, and you became a household name through that medium. Do you still, even today, pinch yourself and think, "Oh my God, this is what happened to me," and I'm still a musician? Many win these sort of things and are forgotten about in a couple of years, aren't they? But you're not. You're still there fighting strong. Do you still like think, "My God"?
I often wonder, because I was, I was performing in clubs, almost 10 years before I went on American Idol, and I often wonder if I would have ever gotten in front of the right person otherwise. So I look back on those days with, enormous amounts of gratitude, just being able to be in front of, because this was before YouTube and before Instagram, and it was like, man, I'm playing these clubs and the only people that are coming out to see me are my friends, and I'm having to beg them, and they're like, I'll see you next time. I think I try not to wonder what could have been, because I'm so grateful for what is. But yeah, it's interesting to think that did it. That's what got me in front of all the people and gave me a career.
Absolutely.
And then obviously you got to put the work in after that,
Of course.
Yeah.
What to you makes a truly great What to you makes a truly great performer?
What makes you a truly great performer?
Yeah.
I try to, first of all, I still wonder if I am. I always just try to, I remember in the early days, I felt like I was kind of mimicking or trying to do what I thought I should do. And then as I got more comfortable on stage, it just became about what I felt came out of me. And I try not to even focus on what I'm doing. I just want it to be honest. And I think that's what makes a great performer.
Awesome. So if you could still credit for any song that's been written in the past, which one would you claim?
If I could still say that again, I'm sorry.
If you could still credit for any song that's been written, which one would you claim?
One of mine or just in general? Oh God. There's so many songs that I wish I wrote. In the Air Tonight from Phil Collins is definitely one of them.
Totally, man. I can agree more. So have you ever met a fellow artist that been totally starstruck, not being able to speak to them?
Prince.
Really? Wow, man.
Prince. I met him twice, and both times it was like talking to another being from another planet. It was like, you don't know what to say. You don't know if you're going to sound like an idiot. Like, do you offer to shake their hand, or is that rude? Like, it was one of those things that it felt like this little man was larger than life, and that was one of the few times that I felt like completely like I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, I can imagine with Prince. I mean, he was a very underrated guitarist in my mind. I mean,
oh my God,
back in the day, God, long time ago, Kerrang, and he was on the front cover of Kerrang. It was like when Kerrang first came out, and it was like a furore about it. But my God, I got Purple Rain, and what an album that is! It's amazing. It's such a talent,
he's a phenomenal musician.
Absolutely. Okay, can you give me 4 words to describe yourself?
Okay, 4 words. Loyal. Creative. Very humble. Sometimes I would say a little full of myself. It's so hard to describe yourself because it feels I don't know, it feels like not my place to do so. It's such a weird thing, and I always get put on the spot for that, and I'm like, I don't even know. I try to be kind-hearted. I try to be these things. If I am or if I'm not so sure.
Okay, coming to the end here, nearly. Can you tell us why we should check out Dearly Beloved?
This record is it's like a love letter to the fans. This record is from this is the record that I've wanted to make from day one, I think, and I feel like if you've ever been on the fence about Daughtry, this is the record that'll change your mind.
Never needed any reason to find deliverance. Like a cancer running through my veins. Oh, it's never gonna give in. See 'em march like lambs to the slaughter. Toy soldiers line up on the altar. I was never meant to drink that water. They'll remember me when I'm underground. Heavy is the crowd. Never falls, never let them bleed you out. I'll be still standing when they try to bring my castle down. I'll never bow down. Heavy is the crowd. Heavy is the crown, heavy is the crown, oh, heavy is the crown. With the weight of the world crashing, pushing you closer to the edge. You find a way to get a little bit stronger, to fight off the demons. See 'em march like lambs to the slaughter. Toy soldiers line up on the altar. I'll rise, hell or high water, and you'll remember me when I'm underground. Heavy is the crowd. Never falls, never let them bleed you out. I'll be still standing when they try to bring my castle down. I'll never bow down. Heavy is the crowd. Everything will fade away. Nothing in this world is meant to stay. Heavy is the crowd, heavy is the crown, oh, heavy is the crowd, heavy is the crown, oh, heavy is the crown, heavy is the crown, oh, heavy is the crown. Heavy is the crown.